Good evening, wrestling fans from the world-famous AWL Arena in Tokyo, Japan. This is AWL Hontai, and it's time for a rematch.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall, and rank is on the line. Introducing first, making their way to the ring from Hisshi, accompanied by Ultramantis Black. They are the number 4 rank in the AWL as 4. Yokai and the great Tanuki. Here they are, Yokai Butai.
After a controversial ending to a Fight for 4 2 weeks ago, Yokai Butai, the AWL Best 4 for the Tag Team Division. However, we need to settle things once and for all with Giant Skills. At the moment, Giant Skills rank 3, Yokai Butai rank 4. Yokai Butai believe they should have won the match 2 weeks ago, a fortnight ago. Well, they're going to get a chance to prove that right here, right now. Same ring, same teams, same referee.
And their opponents, they are the number 3 rank in the AWL Best 4. The Prince of the Pinfall, Hisshi, and Kyoji Kobayashi. Here they are, Giant Skills.
And time is of the essence. It's going to be a busy season for the tag teams over the next few weeks as we approach AWL 400 and AWL Strong and Free 40, which I can now announce will be taking place in the Tokyo Dome. That's right. Every 100 episodes, we do a big-ass dome show in Big Egg, and we are not changing that just because we split the rosters and put half the roster on the other side of the planet. It's going to be the Great Tanuki starting off against the Prince of the Pinfall, Hisshi. 15 minutes on the clock in this non-title contest. Speaking of non-title contests, main event tonight, we've got a special guest. It's the NJPW World Television Champion, Zack Saber Jr. will be in the ring in non-title against the AWL Grand Champion, Black Tiger Justice. Interpromotional non-title match for your main event tonight. We've also got a 4-way tag team match, up to 3 victories available in the women's division, in the women's tag team division, as wrestlers start positioning themselves for next season's Forge the 4 tournament. And of course, we also have another Fight for 4, Ganba Hisshi Dark versus a man who has a recent pinfall victory over him, and that is Tiger the Dark. Dark versus Dark in our semi-final tonight, with a shot at Black Tiger Justice and the AWL Grand Championship in the balance. And that would mean not only would we have a Tiger holding the Grand Championship, we'd have 2 Tigers in the Best 4. Everybody involved in the title picture from AWL Hontai would be a member of the Unified School of the Tiger style. So all of that and a whole lot more still to come here on the Animated Wrestling League. We also have a submission... Hang on. One last thing on the card tonight, we have a submission match. Submissions only, and that's going to be the Puroresu Prodigy, the youngest wrestler ever hired by this company. Nice ripcord by Giant Skills here. Wakazaki Ai in a rematch from her regular season debut against Akira Merune. Wakazaki Ai got the surprise submission victory over the submission expert in their first encounter, so tonight it's going to be a rematch, but submissions only this time. And as Great Tanuki hits the Tanuki Ball Buster, and if you've ever seen a Tanuki's balls, you know that's saying something. And the referee right on the rope break, and at this point, Yokai Butai not going to complain about that. If you like anything that I just said, we've got chapters down below, and please give us a subscribe. Give us a quick subscribe. During the regular season, you get 2 shows a week, one here in Japan, one over there in Canada. It's AWL action every single week right there in your subscription feed. All you have to do, go down, click that button, hit the bell, enable notifications, do all the fun YouTube stuff, and you'll never miss a match in the AWL. As Kyojin Kobayashi, the giant, literally that's what Kyojin means. Kyojin is giant in Japanese. Giant Kobayashi. Ooh! Big flip down and drown. as the great Tanuki, a practitioner of sneaky style. He's not the master of sneaky style, that's Rocky Romero, but he is a devotee of the art. And going again for that Tanuki ball buster. Looking out the kneecaps of the Giant, and another rope break. It's just been the tale of the rope breaks between these two teams, hasn't it? There's the referee screwing up a rope break, missing a rope break that cost Yokai Butai the match a fortnight ago. Flurry of blows from Shiroke Kitsune, the white-furred fox, a Minari fox spirit from a mysterious mountain shrine within the depths of the mysterious forest. A lonely shrine in the mysterious forest. A member of Ultramantis Black's, essentially Spirit Army, you might call them, Spirit Squadron, the Yokai Butai. Going for the AWL World Tag Team titles, currently held by the Forces of Darkness, the Pit. And what is this going to be? Ooh! Cartwheel flip. He could have very easily gone into a cover from that position. Hifumi Ryuji, the Prince of the Pinfall. He knows every single possible pinning condition there is in professional wrestling. He is one of the few specialists that we have here in the AWL. Super kick. Straight jacket suplex, or the X-plex as it's occasionally called. Into the pinning predicament with the bridge, but only getting him a 1 count, says senior official Joey Bob Ganoush. Uh-oh, we're going to see the... Oh! The pinwheel fall. 1, 2... I get them confused. It's either the pinwheel fall or the final 3 count, and I'm not entirely sure which is which. He's got 2 signature maneuvers, 2 fairly original pinning moves. I think that's the pinwheel fall because he rotates his opponent. Tag made. In comes the Giant yet again. I love these little and large tag teams. Completely different style. You have to be ready to fight, have to be ready to counter. A little under 10 minutes now. You just heard the, well, hopefully you heard the time call over my blathering. 9 minutes, 35 seconds, covered by Shiroke Kitsune. 1, no, broken up by Hifumi Ryuji. Hifumi. That's an alternate reading of Ichini's thumb, and it is an actual family name in Japanese, Hifumi. He wears his very name on his trunks. Up and down, elbow drop from the top. Vintage Animated Wrestling League. And we're going to see a tag here. The Great Tanuki not seeing. Great Tanuki focusing on potential interference from the outside. Wait. Nah, never mind. I'll do it myself. And the Giant not able to take advantage there. Oi, hey, Tanuki, need Ultramantis Black trying to get involved. Now, what is the Great Tanuki obsessing about? Something in the crowd, maybe. I don't know what the hell's going on. There we go. Finally a tag. The Great Tanuki, hopefully he's got his wits about him. Going up and sliding leg drop. We'll go for another one on the other side. But no, the Giant rolls out of the way of the second blow. Grabs his opponent into a choke slam, but a quick breakup. By the way, if you're over about 6'10", you are legally required to use a choke slam if you engage in the sport of professional wrestling. It's a bylaw. It's in the rule book, International Code of Grappling. I have nothing I can do about it. Sorry about that. Axe kick down, not across the neck, but across the shoulder blades, as the referee begins the 20 count that we have here in the Animated Wrestling League. And the official admonishing the Giant. Continuing the count. Wait a minute, Ultramantis Black! Kyojin Kobayashi wasting time and opportunity here. Ultramantis Black, who's mostly retired these days, he does still occasionally wrestle, but he's more in a managerial role at this point. What do we have here? Ooh! Down and possibly out, the referee in position. 1, 2, broken up by Hifumi Ryuji, as Kyojin Kobayashi quickly rolls a shoulder up just to be safe. Hifumi Ryuji, the Prince of the Pinfall, not able to make a pinfall here because he's not the legal combatant. And the referee is going to make the disqualification 5 count. Unless Hifumi gets the hell out of there, and he does. 7 minutes remain, tag made. Great Tanuki and Kyojin Kobayashi are your legal combatants. Nice arm drag by the practitioner of sneaky style, going for the Kamigoye. Duck under. Oh, wait a minute, just getting on the man's back. Clawing away. That's one way to take down a giant. Just scratch at him with your claws until he goes down to pieces. Kyojin Kobayashi retakes the center of the ring. Great Tanuki able to escape before he gets dragged into the enemy corner. Spin kick, and that could be a knockout. But get him away from the ropes. You saw what happened last time. But that's a lot of body, that's a lot of weight that you've got to dead drag across the ring. Rolls him in the wrong direction, I think. Referee checking for the rope break. But no, that was a fair kick out, albeit at 2.9. The Great Tanuki sensing victory here. A flurry of strikes, kicks, and punches, and chops, and back fists, and whatever the hell else he can think of to throw in. Kyojin Kobayashi getting out of the corner, realizing he's in big trouble here. He needs to go for something big. He's going to go for a powerbomb. No! He's going to get reversed into a sunset flip. Very close to the ropes. I don't think Kobayashi realizes it. In almost the exact same spot of the ring, Yokai Butai this time picking up the victory. And that means they are moving up in rank, and Giant Skills are moving down. Take a look at some of that action. The Tanuki Buster on both men, both going to be singing soprano for a while. Oh! Vicious kick.
And the new number 3 rank in the AWL Best 4, Yokai Butai.
So you see the updated Best 4 rankings. Augments at number 1. They will face Ganba Shadows next week in Canada for the tag team titles. It was the upset of the season last time these two met. Wakazaki Eye, Akira Merune, rematch. This time everyone knows what they're getting into, and it is submissions only.
The following contest is a submission match. Scheduled for 1 submission to a finish. Introducing first, making her way in the ring from Tokyo, Japan, the mistress of 1,000 holes, Akira Merune.
55 wins, 25 losses, and the most recent of those 25 losses comes at the hands of her opponent, Knight Akira Merune, a rare loss in Wakazaki Eye's first match on the regular AWL roster.
And her opponent making her way to the ring. Also from Tokyo, Japan, Progressive Prodigy, Wakazaki Eye.
Only 16 years of age. This stat should tell you everything you need to know about this match. This is Akira Merune's 81st match in the Animated Wrestling League. It is Wakazaki Eye's 3rd. But Dragon gave special dispensation for her to graduate from the AWL dojo, join the roster this season. And I trust him. Oh god, look at the height difference. This is ridiculous. Wakazaki Eye, a young woman of enormous potential, still growing into that potential. But notice how easily she escapes the hold of the former champion, the first ever Joshi champion. And if Wakazaki Eye could pick up a second victory here, accidentally running into the referee, and we seem to be having some trouble with our cameras. They do seem to be somewhat stagnant at the moment. We'll work with that. Over the top rope. Oh, drop kick down to the floor. There we go. The camera drone back in business. perfect timing on the drop kick there by Wakazaki Ai, and she's going straight to the top rope in her gym shoes, and her sailor uniform, her sailor fuku, her seifuku, I should say. Though obviously slightly modified to make it easier to work in professional wrestling. And sorry, pervert, she is wearing shorts under there, so screw you. Ooh, a hard shot as you could hear the body of Akira Merune bouncing off of the floor outside the ring. If you go back and watch the match in AEW between Samoa Joe and Darby Allin, you'll see exactly what the ring is made of. There is some padding under that canvas, but not a whole hell of a lot. It's mostly plywood, which does have a lot more give than the concrete under the floor. But you really don't want to be taking these kind of bumps unless you absolutely have to, or you're specially trained to do it. Kick to the midsection, Wakazaki Ai with a collar and elbow tie-up into the corner. Doing a surprisingly good job of controlling her opponent. Now she knows that's not horribly legal. But the referee not going to disqualify before a 5 count. She broke it before he could even start counting. Elevated powerbomb, over-the-shoulder powerbomb. And now going for one of the 1,000 holds. Looks like a figure 4 sharpshooter. And I don't know if Wakazaki Ai has seen this in training. But no, she does roll out of it, and a good I don't know if that was a punch or if that was a poke to the eye. Either way, it worked. It got her out of a bad situation. Wakazaki Ai has her own grounded submission hold, the Wakazaki lock, that she used to tap out the mistress before. Now this is interesting. Notice the hesitation as Wakazaki Ai not immediately going to the outside. Oh, roll through, kick right to the sternum. Wakazaki a little hesitant to leave the ring. And again, maybe because she's still just graduated from wrestling school, she doesn't have that sort of killer instinct necessarily that a lot of, older wrestlers would. And again, maybe not. Though it doesn't really come to any benefit for her. She escapes the gut wrench, but gets an elbow right into the eye socket. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Snapmare takedown into a penalty kick to the spine. I remember when Dragon used to do that. He definitely taught her that move. And now it's the body of Wakazaki Ai bouncing across the floor of the arena. Much younger body, able to survive that. Kids bounce back, fortunately, when they get hurt or when they take falls in sports, and any graduate of the AWL dojo knows how to take a bump, knows how to take a fall, as any good martial artist does, quite frankly. There's another roll through and another kick. And that's what Wakazaki Ai has to be careful of. She doesn't have a deep... Uh-oh, wait a minute, that's a pentabreaker. Where'd she learn the pentabreaker? I was gonna say, Wakazaki Ai needs to be careful not to be too repetitive in her moveset. Japanese arm drag. And going for the Fujiwara arm bar. Of course, she cannot get a submission on the outside. This is, again, a submission-only match. But the submissions are only valid inside the ring. Obviously, count-out still in effect, disqualifications as well. Oh, the referee takes a drop kick by sheer accident. There's the goozle. That slip-up, the miss with the drop kick, that could be the mistake. And I think I can't quite hear what she's saying, but Akira Merune talking some serious trash to Wakazaki Ai, talking down to her, calling her disrespectful of her elders. And another shot of the goozle.
5 minutes left.
As we hit the halfway point of the time limit, over the top, down to the floor. I think Akira Merune has realized that Wakazaki Ai is inexperienced fighting outside the ring, and she wants to take advantage of that. And there's that same maneuver, the Japanese arm drag into the Fujiwara. The mistress of 1,000 holds trying to show the kid, hey, this is how it's done. I don't think that's a mentorship thing. I don't think that's a case of, I'm trying to be nice to you. That's just, I want to hurt you. I want to show off. And if you're showing off against a 16-year-old in her third match, what the hell is wrong with you? Akira Merune not being appreciated by the AWL crowd here in the arena, who do seem to have taken a liking to Wakazaki. Collar and elbow, Wakazaki fighting on here. She's taking a lot of damage. More than she has in past matches. Penalty kick. And they once again going for something, and I think it's back to that figure 4 sharpshooter. It is. And immediately the referee calls it. Yeah, there was no intelligent defense there. I think that last gasp of energy just wasn't strong enough. Here's the first time that hold was applied and Wakazaki got out of it. The second time, the referee having to take the safety of the athlete into consideration. Yeah, she gives. I could hear it. Gibu.
Here is your winner, Akira Merune.
And I suppose she's probably proud of herself. I just don't know why. 4 tag teams with, let's face it, fairly mediocre tag team records. The Joshi champion is in action. We're going to go straight to the ring on this one. Let's get it on. 15 minutes. Up to 7 falls to a finish, and immediately they pair off. Kaminari Hime and Yin, Yang and Majiku. Looks like the Joshi champion, Jessica Kidd and Betty Bubbles, and the 10 pounds of muscle in a 5-pound bag, Emily Nagasaki and Yang, fighting each other. But as soon as I get through saying all of that, in 15 seconds, it's gone crazy. Majiku 2, Betty Bubbles. Oh, nice takedown from the top rope. High cross body block by Usa-chan to the AWL Joshi champion. Now remember how these matches work in the AWL. Everybody's legal, falls count only in the ring. You must eliminate both members of a tag team to eliminate that team. Whoever eliminates the second member of a tag team, their team will gain credit for the victory. So if you run the table, you can add 3 wins to your win-loss records immediately in one match. That jumps you up the rankings. Couple of hard shots and back elbows on stuff on the outside, but focus in the ring. Focus on senior official Joey Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family. He's the one who's going to be making the calls here. German suplex, and the first cover of the match, I believe, on Yang from Betty Bubbles. Doesn't get much past the 1 count. 15-minute time limit. And the Manji Gatame submission's valid here, and especially once everyone's been cleared out of the floor, there's room to actually lock on a submission. Don't forget, if anyone pins the AWL Joshi champion, Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd in the Union Jack-inspired gear, they would get themselves into the AWL Best 4, and we have an opening right now at rank 4. So there's a lot to play for, both in and out of the tag team division in this contest. Double unhook suplex by Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd and Majiku 2, Betty Bubbles and Yang going at it. And right now, those are the 2 conflicts that really matter. The ones that are happening in the ring. Again, falls only in the ring. And now the UK Gen 2 tag... Never mind. Emily Nagasaki rolling in and out of the ring. German suplex. Wait a minute, no. Boom! Huge Pele kick out of the German. Or the attempted German, the roll. The O'Connor roll. Hang on, cover in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, huge moonsault. But only a 2 count on Betty Bubbles by a woman from the dark side of the human psyche, Yang. I love these kind of matches. The only problem with them is that they're really chaotic and hard to call all the action. Hang on, 1, 2. Duality Driver gets a 2.5. Jumon casting the Spella La Mystica on the Joshi champion. And Yang's obsessed with Betty Bubbles. And again, there's no real reason to break up a pinfall at this point in the match, when everybody's guaranteed to have at least to have a partner still in the match. You might want to break up a pinfall to get your team a win. They're the White Knees of Dover on Maji Kutu, the second generation luchador. 1, 2, 3.
Mashikutsu has been eliminated!
And that means Kaminari Hime, it now has a bullseye on her. White knees of Dover, elbow drop combination by Yang. And Lady Smooth Jessica Kidd, that's something these matches do occasionally show. Hang on, wait a minute. Duality Driver! Islatalaza, Duality Driver, dead center of the ring. Jessica Kidd gonna let it happen.
Betty Bubbles has been eliminated!
And now the two women fighting on the outside, Betty Bubbles and Kaminari Hime, are the ones who have no partners. I think they realize that. They will have heard those public announcements as Yang masterfully escapes the Manjigatame back in the ring. Betty Bubbles down on the outside, Yin and Emily Nagasaki still going at it. Ooh! Almost an inverted Ushigoroshi there. An Okada-esque neck breaker. Usa-chan enters the squared circle. And just as quickly leaves it again, so the only combination that can currently end in a pinfall. White knees of Dover. Yang is in huge trouble. Yin might want to get back in the ring. 1, 2, but no. A lucky escape from the white knees of Dover. Yin on the outside. Okay, now the ring's starting to fill up again, at least momentarily. As Usa-chan with a huge spin kick right to the face. Kaminari Hime is in trouble. Kaminari Hime still looking for her first win in the Animated Wrestling League. And at this rate, I don't think it's going to come in this match. Yang with some good kicks in the corner. Jessica Kidd able to get back to a vertical base as we're about to get our first time call for this contest.
Goku Keika, 5 minutes. 5 minutes first.
In the event of a time limit draw, any points, any victories accumulated will still count. Anyone who is still left in the ring, nothing. Oh, and we very nearly had a top contender for the Joshi Chen. Now, actually, Yang was already in the AWL Best 4. Let me double check my notes and records here. Yeah, Yang is currently the number 2 rank in the AWL Best 4 behind Usa-chan. So Yin, Yang, and Usa-chan, the 3 members of the Best 4 that we have at the moment. I don't know what Usa-chan's doing there. If either of them pick up the win over Jessica Kidd, that's going to catapult them right into number 1 contender status. And there's the Manjigatame. Jessica Kidd looking to eliminate competition. There's the Bunny Hop Extreme. Usa-chan with the Bunny Hop Extreme. White knees of Dover set up. The referees all discombobulated. 1, 2. But no! Kaminari Hime, the Lightning Princess, kicks out of the last possible second. Look behind you, Joey! Look behind you! 1, 2, Yang is out.
Yang has been eliminated.
And Usa-chan with a potential win right here. And now we have champion and number 1 rank.
Eliminated. 1 fall to the wrestle belt.
And Jessica Kidd, perhaps with ulterior motives beyond the tag team division, is going straight after the number 1 contender for her singles title. Ooh. Kick right to the face. So Yang is out, Kaminari Hime is out. We've got 4 wrestlers left. Yin and Jessica Kidd and Emily Nagasaki and Usa-chan. So UK Gen 2 still a united tag team here. Yin and Usa-chan might want to start working together. Hang on. Emily Nagasaki, Duality Driver. Yin from the light side of the human psyche as Yang leaves the ringside area. As per the rule book, Yin may be going up, Yin may be thinking full circle. And I do not blame her. Full circle! Going after the partner of the Joshi. Oh, look at that submission hold on the outside. You cannot sit. Oh, she's tapping. Usa-chan tapping, but it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Submissions do not count on the outside of the ring under AWL rules, even in these kind of multi-man matches where there are no countouts. Oh, snapping kick right to the back of the skull by the light side of the human psyche Yin, one half of the original tag team. Side Easter Island leg sweep by Usa-chan. And some... Uh-oh, wait a minute, going for the... Yin in trouble, the Nagasaki lock. The Nagasaki lock locked in pretty deep there. As just a face lock on the outside. Yin in trouble, but manages to survive the hold. But the 3 count may be a problem. Notice how she pulls the arm away from the ropes and gets the 3 count for it.
Yin has been eliminated. 1 fall to UK Gen 2.
Had to check your notes on that one, didn't ya? And now this is 2-on-1. Emily Nagasaki and Jessica Kidd will work together here. This is not every woman for herself, but another Nagasaki lock! Oh, drops her down! Drops her down, the neck not meant to move in that direction. And that's it, massive tap. And Emily Nagasaki a little reluctant to release the hold, but UK Gen 2 just ran through the division, including defeating all 3 members of the AWL Best 4 at the moment.
Here are your winners, UK Gen 2.
UK Gen 2 adds 2 victories to their tag team ranking, and that's going to move them up to 3-1, the best in the division. We still have our interpromotional main event coming up a little bit later, but right now it's Darkness versus Darkness in a fight for 4. Who will enter the top ranks of the Animated Wrestling League?
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, and it is a fight for 4. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from the Unified School of the Tiger Style, accompanied by the 2023 Oshogatsu Taikai champion, Taiga Lost 2. He is Taiga Sodaku.
I've said for years, do not sleep on Tiger the Dark while he's been a tag team specialist. He is one hell of a professional wrestler. He fights, he punches above his weight class like nobody else in the business. 42-28 in his AWL career ratio, plus 14. And of course, Tiger Mask 2, his partner, already in the AWL Best 4 by virtue of winning that Oshogatsu Taikai, the New Year's tournament, more than 2 months ago now. Coming up on 2 months ago. But now he has to face the final, what one would argue, is the final boss of AWL Hontai, if not the final boss of the Animated Wrestling League as a whole, and no, it's not that guy. The Demon Geese Day with that mysterious magic summoning from the depths of the pit. One of the most evil and powerful forces in the league. 104 wins. 52 losses. One of the rare members of the 100 Wins Club.
Zack making his way therein from the pits. There's no need about this time. Ganba.
Ganba Hisshi Dark, as I said, one of the few members of the 100 Win Club here in the AWL. In fact, here in AWL Hontai, there's only 2 members, and that's Ganba Hisshi Dark and Tiger Mask 2. If you're interested, over on Strong and Free, we've got also 2 members of the 100 Win Club, the Goku Destroy and the Arab American Dream Hassan. But right now, it's all about Ganba Hisshi Dark and Tiger the Dark. Tiger the Dark, despite the fact he fights on the side of the Angels, he chose to keep that name because he doesn't want to forget who he is or where he comes from, or the fact that the Black School of the Tiger style still has something of value to offer professional wrestling in his opinion. Now, the last couple of times these two met, last time these two met one-on-one, it was Tiger the Dark who picked up the victory. just last week in the tag team, or the trios match between the Pit and the Alliance of Beasts, it was Ganba Hisshi Dark's team that came out victorious, though it was, I believe, Tiger Mask 2 who was pinned, not Tiger the Dark. So while this is not what you would traditionally call a rubber match, both men going into this arguably with victories over the other, and both men going into this with something to prove, and of course the stakes. You join the AWL Best 4, Tiger Mask 2, Matt Classic, Shigoku Destroy. You join that Elite 4, you join that group of top contenders, and Tiger the Dark, immediately, darkness falls across the visage of Ganba Hisshi Dark. Goodness gracious me. I'd hate to see this match end by a count-out, but it can, and you can advance to the best 4 on a count-out. So pay attention to the referee's call here. But the Tiger wants to win this legitimately. Or maybe just wants to reset the count, I don't know. Back in the days of Global Wrestling Monopoly, Tiger the Dark would have been very happy to win by count-out, win by a cheap disqualification, because the Tiger's Den didn't care how you won, they cared that you won. He's gone through a lot of personal growth since joining up with Tiger Mask 2 and co-creating, I should say, the unified School of the Tiger style. Now wait a minute, Shinji Dai Sunrise? I did not know he knew that move. Maybe, where could he possibly have learned that from? I'm not sure. But Tiger the Dark, always showing hidden depth in his wrestling style. And you get a good shot of the metal girders that keep up that barricade. Ooh, double stomp right on the chest of the Tiger. That ring gear will provide some minor protection, but not a whole heck of a lot. Not exactly a ballistics vest. Referees count up to 7. Wait a minute, Gisei in the ring behind the referee's back. What the hell was he doing? Gisei could have very easily gotten his man disqualified there. And that would have been... Oh, wait a minute, now... Pushing the boundaries... Oh, I'm just helping him up. I'm just helping him up and into the clutches of Ganba Hisshi Dark. The Demon Gisei, the one that we originally thought was the brains of the outfit for the Pit. Now we've learned over recent years that it is in fact Ganba Hisshi Dark. He has mastered the darkness. It no longer poisons the mind of a good man. It has replaced it entirely. 6 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Over the top, down, and back into the ring, and springboard high cross body. You will believe a Tiger can fly. And it's not the only member of the Black School of the Tiger style that we're going to see on this show. Our grand champion. And oh, huge lariat! Decapitation! 1. No hook of the leg there by Ganba Hisshi Dark after that amazing clothesline. Uh-oh. This is going to end it. And Ganba Hisshi Dark puncturing his own fist on those spikes, those bony protrusions. Tiger suplex, hold off. Black Tiger suplex for the 1, 2. No. The Tiger escapes the wings of the devil, and he goes for his own drop of darkness. Darkness driver! And that a knockout! The referee is calling that a knockout, and Ganba Hisshi Dark is buried in that ring. The crowd chanting one more time, but it is unnecessary. Tiger the Dark is in the AWL Best 4. Tigers everywhere. And not a drop to drink. That didn't work. NJPW versus AWL. 2 champions in the ring. It's non-title, but it should be a hell of a fight. The AWL Grand Champion versus the NJPW TV World TV Champion. Sorry. New belt, still getting used to it. The only thing we need to know now is, will this be contested under AWL or New Japan rules?
The following promotional non-title contest is scheduled for one fall and will be contested under New Japan rules.
Okay.
Introducing first, making his way to the ring, from the Unified School of the Tiger Style, he is the reigning Animated Wrestling League Grand Champion, Black Tiger Justice.
And I've just been told, in accordance with the rules of the World TV title, this match will have a 15-minute time. Wait a minute, what? Hey, Zack, you jumped to Q. What? That's Zack Saber Jr. What's he doing? Oh, hey, wait a minute! Zack Saber Jr. jumping the AWL Grand Champion, causing the title belt to fly. I don't think it flew all the way into the stands, but Tiger saying, hey, you want to do this? Let's do it in the ring. Well, the referee has, in accordance with New Japan rules, first contact between the combatants, that rings the bell. So yeah, that is the submission master, Zack Saber Jr., the leader of TMDK, jumping the gun, attacking the Grand Champion from behind. Is this what New Japan's all about these days? Is this kind of unsportsmanlike? This ain't Suzuki Gun anymore. You don't... No, we are not taking this kind of Suzuki Gun bullshit Suzuki Gun's supposed to be gone. Is that what TMDK is? Is that what being a tough man who doesn't kneel is all about? Jumping men from behind? And then acting like you did something worth bragging about? Okay, can we at least... He just ripped the ring jacket off of the Grand Champion. He's been stripped of his jacket. He's lost his belt. I've been told one of our crew members has retrieved the AWL Grand Championship belt from the floor. Disgraceful. And they're fighting on concrete and about an inch of foam rubber. Well, the referee hasn't started the 20 count because technically the match hasn't gotten into the ring yet. And Black Tiger is pissed. Drawing blood. Oh, no, there is a count, but he counts up to 11. I didn't even hear it. Referee trying to get some kind of control over this as we try to get a spotlight on these guys. They need to get themselves away from the concrete for their own health. Black Tiger Justice. Technically, we're about 2 minutes into the time limit now. 14. And this might go to a double count-out. I mean, it would have to be a double count-out since neither man got in the ring in the first place. But this is an insult to the Animated Wrestling League. New Japan Pro Wrestling... 18... I think both men are agreeing now. We're just going to... Wait, in and out. That's going to reset count to 1. Oh! Dragon suplex, again, on that foam rubber. Black Tiger Justice is yet to touch canvas. And there he is. Okay, yeah. Now, if you want to fight me, if you want to jump me from behind, have you do that in the ring? Or maybe not. I think Black Tiger Justice may be letting his anger, his understandable, correct, morally justified anger at Zack Saber Jr.'s conduct guide him at this moment. And that could be a strategic mistake. We do still technically have a wrestling match going on. Zack Saber Jr., as part of Suzuki Gun, had a few has had 7 matches in the AWL, which will technically be his 8th. He is 4-3 in his AWL appearances. And again, all of those either with Dangerous Terrors or Suzuki Gun as a larger faction. But he is representing New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's representing the mighty that allegedly do not kneel. And finally, nearly 5 minutes into the bout, we have both competitors in the ring. And Black Tiger Justice, he wants to take his opponent down. Oriotao Shimasu. Oh! Corneo into an arm drag. British style versus the strong lucha of the Tiger style. wait a minute, Zack driver. The Michinoku driver inherited from Taka Michinoku, and he's called the Zack driver. And Tiger now with an opportunity. He's got his opponent literally on the rope. Snapmare takedown out of the corner. Oh, just steps on him. A little show of disrespect that has been well earned by Zack Saber Jr. Again, jumping Black Tiger Justice from behind when he was making his ring entrance. That doesn't happen around here. We don't do that. This is the Animated Wrestling League. We have sportsmanship here, even among our bad guys. Even among our rudos, our heels. You at least let the guy get to the ring first. And here we go, Black Tiger Buster. And about a minute in the ring, Black Tiger Buster 2.5. Yeah, no, I don't want them to fight forever, guys. I want this over, and I want this over now. Let's get this guy. Send him back to New Japan. Send him back to the UK. Send him wherever the hell you want. Just get him the hell out of our arena. Black Tiger Buster a second time. He barely escaped the first one. And now with no chance of a rope break, even with his long, lanky frame, which is always to his advantage, usually 1, 2, 3. Black Tiger Justice getting some measure of justice, and you can see the look on his face. What the hell was that? You don't even have a replay of that.
Here's your winner, representing the Animated Wrestling League, Black Tiger Justice.
おい、新日本プロレス。それは何でしょうか？それはお前のトーカンか？ファイティングスピリットは何でしょうか？くっそ！
これで決まりだ。